Formed to go to Europe.
Would you like to go overseas and spend time?
I would be thrilled.
With a new leader.
As the lead investigator, I'm really looking forward to showing these guys what I can do.
The team investigates the most haunted castle in England.
This place is just riddled with death and agony.
Will the team make contact with the tortured souls of this legendary dungeon?
Go.
This way?
Is there anybody here that has died in this cell that would like to communicate with us?
I think there is.
Barry, are you okay?
Then, an underground city beneath the streets of Edinburgh becomes the new team's biggest test yet. But will the strain drive the ghost hunters to do the unthinkable?
Pick 5 or 6, bring them up to the top, burn them.
What? Burn them?
Hey guys.
Hey, Donna.
How are you doing?
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, listen, there's something I really need to talk to you guys about. There's been a whole bunch of cases that have come over from Europe.
Scotland and Germany, Wales, Italy, England.
To be honest, there's no place I'd rather go than Scotland. I mean, that's my family's heritage.
5 to 6 weeks away from the family. It's a little rough. You know, spending all that time overseas isn't going to help the people that are right here in our own backyard that need our assistance.
These cases really need to be investigated.
Well, there is a guy, Rob Damaris, who's a good friend. I have a lot of faith in. He's looking to put together a group. This might be a golden opportunity for him to do so.
Wow.
Then we can be in 2 places at once, so to speak. You know?
That would be great.
Would you like to go overseas and spend time?
Are you kidding me?
I'm sure they're going to need a case manager because you're going to be pulling the cases out of our case files.
Oh my God, I would be thrilled. I would love to do this. I really, really would.
Well, I'll talk with Rob and see about putting together a team, and we'll take it from there.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
All right, I'll talk to you soon.
Have fun
Hey,
over there.
thank you.
Rob is an investigator from my Florida TAPS team. His methodology, his leadership, his skepticism puts him as a perfect candidate to run this Europe team.
I've been involved in the paranormal world and interested in all aspects of it for over 20 years. As lead investigator of Florida Ghost Team, I've done every job that's involved in this field. I started at the bottom and worked my way to the top until I was leading the team and I can head up my own investigations.
And another person who popped into my head is Shannon from New England Paranormal.
Shannon doesn't have a lot of experience as an investigator, but she's got great instincts, and I think she'll really add a lot to the team.
I've been investigating for 3 years with a group called New England Paranormal out of Massachusetts. The cases that we do back at home are mostly homeowners that hear things go bump in the night.
How you doing, Brian?
Nice to meet you.
I'm Andy. Nice to meet you.
I have a lot of pressure on me, being a rookie on the team, to try to please everyone, try to look good, try to look smart.
So, Europe.
Yeah, we're going to Europe.
Unreal.
I've worked many, many years with Andy Andrews. He's a great addition to any team.
I've been a member of TAPS now for about 5 years. I've been investigating for over 17. The one thing that I take with me everywhere is my debunking skills. That's my thing. I'm a debunker.
Europe is such an older place, but how the spirit's different.
I'm really excited to have Donna as part of the team. She's a great case manager, and her research skills are really going to help us out in Europe.
They're a lot more out in the open. They'll come out and just say hi to you. I've been in the paranormal field now for about 13 years. I've gone on over 500 cases in my lifetime. Being the tech manager is my job. It's always something I've always loved to do. People know when they come up to me for a piece of equipment, they know I have it, it's in order, it's charged. You know, other than my family, this is what I do.
I'm really curious to see this. If we do EVP work in Italy, are they going to be answering us in Italian?
I intend to lead this team from a scientific point of view. As a TAPS family member, I follow the same protocols set out by Jason and Grant. I will dismiss any evidence that I personally cannot prove as paranormal.
Which way?
The team is very excited. We have members who have never been outside the United States before. And at the same time, we have 2 great investigations lined up that we can't wait to get started with.
Hey guys, we're going to Chillingham Castle in Northumberland. Yes,
This castle is claimed to be the most haunted castle in England. And
history, it was a strategically placed line of defense against the Scots. Thousands of prisoners were tortured and slaughtered in the most horrific ways in this place. I mean, we're talking everything from them having their arms and legs ripped off and being thrown down a 20-foot hole and left to die. Prisoners resorting to cannibalism just to, eat their own flesh to survive. Some of them were even put in barrels of spikes and rolled around until their flesh was ripped off their bodies.
Okay, Donna. Let's get...
Yeah, she likes her job. What can you say?
All right, so here we are.
Nice. Look at these gates.
Wow.
Nice.
Oh, yes. Now, that is an entranceway.
Barry has been all over the world. He knows the history, he knows the languages, he knows the people, he knows the culture. And the great thing about Barry is he is really based in the scientific world.
I got to work with Jason and Grant when they came to Ireland and was happy to find that, by and large, our philosophies and methods were the same. So I look forward to working with my fellow members here in Europe.
Richard?
Rob. Welcome to Chillingham Castle.
Thank you.
I'm Andy.
Pleased to meet you. Brian, hi, Brian. Pleased to meet you.
Well, the place looks amazing.
Well, there's 1,000 years of history here, and the 1,000 years really is where all the ghost stories and the spirit stories come from. So, plenty of places to see. Well, I wanted the team to come and investigate Chillingham Castle. We've had many reports from all sorts of people about spiritual activity, ghostly activity, apparitions, noises, and to try and work out if these spirits exist, and if they are here, get evidence of them here. This is Edward I's room.
The King of England, Edward I, he was called Longshanks, came up to stake out Chillingham Castle. He went striding at the head of his army and caught William Wallace, so-called Brave Heart, brought him back to London and hanged, drew and quartered him.
Well, what kind of paranormal activity has happened here?
This has a strong connection to a man called John Sage. John Sage was a self-appointed torturer.
Do you hear him? Do you see him?
A lady told me she'd seen him in the courtyard about 3 weeks ago.
I was sitting in the Great Hall, and all the lights were on. It was in the middle of the night, and while that was happening, I heard a woman's voice behind me, just saying that she was very tired and she was wanting to go to bed. And I sort of glanced back because I presumed there was somebody behind me, and there was no one there.
So here we are in the chapel. This was built into the original towers of the castle.
What kind of paranormal reports do you get in here?
This has a connection to some bones that were found, thought to belong to a female that was connected closely to the castle. And they were found underneath the altar near the window there. Full skeleton, but they were all mixed up. And she's seen in here on occasions.
So where to next?
Right, we're going down to the torture chamber now. So this room's full of equipment, basically, that was used for causing pain and for causing death. And, of course, has a great connection to John Sage, because he was the man who administered all the torture here. Yeah, and all this stuff was used in horrendous ways. These people were not nice people.
Is there any activity that happens in here?
A sense of fear and horror, basically. This is what people are picking up on. In terms of John Sage, certainly he's seen.
What exactly was John Sage reported to look like?
John Sage was a very tall, very heavily built man. He appears and he will loom large in front of you.
Well, thank you very much for the tour. What we're going to do at this point is go get the rest of the team, fill them in on everything you told us, get our equipment, our cameras, our voice recorders set up, start investigating.
Good.
After you.
Okay, good luck tonight.
Thank you.
We're just looking forward to the answers that the guys who are doing the investigation at Chillingham can come up with, hopefully some hard evidence, and we look forward to seeing their results.
What I'm really excited about for this investigation is that we got a full range of experiences going on here. We got people being touched, we got sounds, we've got women coming out of paintings. But overall, I think this is going to be a great investigation.
All right, a little bit more to the left. Right there.
So how'd we do?
Well, we got 3 cameras set up. First camera is the pink room. Second room is the Edward I room. And then the third is the chapel.
All right, so there we go. So let's get the lights out and get going.
All right, sounds good. Excellent. Rock and roll.
We were in the room where the presence of John Sage has been seen.
John Sage?
John Sage, the giant.
The giant.
The torturer.
Yep. Let's go back. Let's bring that. There's a figure over there, isn't there? Look at that, right there.
Right.
That, again, could be mistaken as a shadowy, big figure.
Right. You walk into the room, as soon as you open the door, right, and you see that right there.
Out of the corner of your eye. I mean, look at it.
Peripheral vision. You're already spooked.
Right.
There are alternatives to this.
Exactly.
That people would miss because they get spooked out. We've got no abnormal heat anomalies. Yeah. So I think the next step would be the courtyard.
All right. I'm following you. Stop, go up. What do we got? Did you just see that move? Did you just see that move?
You mean the flag up on top there?
Is that a flag? I thought the floor.
Something's spinning around up there, and it's not anything paranormal.
I know what it is.
What's that?
Weather vane.
I believe so.
Okay. Now there you go. You catch it out of the corner of your eye. Could it be mistaken as someone peeking over the top of the castle tower there? And then there's this bell.
Have you been in the dungeon yet?
No.
Oh, you're in for a treat. Watch your frickin' head, though.
What's there in there?
That's where they kept the dogs. So what happened is, you die, they just drop your body down here and the dogs eat you.
Fed to the dogs?
Yep. There might be some good EVPs in here, though.
Yeah, start one now.
EVP stands for electronic voice phenomenon, and what that means is when you do a recording and you find a voice, noise, or sound that we did not hear with our own ears at the time of the recording, at that point there's a possibility that we're making contact with a spirit.
Is there anybody here that has died in this cell that would like to communicate with us?
I think there is. I just thought I seen something there. Keep going, keep going.
Are you the ones that made one of the ones that made the markings on the walls?
I could have sworn I heard someone just say dead.
Really?
Yeah, but it was like a whisper.
Well, maybe we picked it up on the audio. Did you just give us a sign of your presence? Could you do that again, please? That was scratching.
Yeah. That hellhole in there really does give off the resonance of madness, sheer madness.
Off to the chapel, my love.
I know. Careful, watch this thing right here. One of the stories is that a young woman had gone into the chapel and she felt after a few moments that somebody sat down right next to her and she flew out of the room. What I think we should do is have one of us sit on that bench underneath the cross and see if we can experience what she experienced.
Okay.
Are you game?
I'm game.
Yeah?
Let's try it out.
All right.
I can't say I didn't go to church this week. Okay, Donna and Shannon in the chapel. We're gonna do an EVP session. I invite you to come talk with me.
Shannon.
Yep.
Not to freak you out or anything, but this camera just went dead. I didn't touch anything on it. I just charged it.
One theory suggests that when spirits attempt to manifest in an area, they look for an energy source from which to draw from. So we look for these kind of fluctuations for the possibility that activity is about to occur.
And it went to a blue screen and it just totally shut off. There's no lights on it or anything.
All right, we'll check that out. We'll just put it aside for now. If there's any activity, I don't want to walk out in the middle of it to swap out a battery.
All right, let's keep asking questions. Did you shut this camera off?
Please sit with me on this bench.
We mean no harm.
You okay?
My hand is all tingly. I feel very uneasy and I feel my stomach's getting that butterfly feeling. And it's not because we're in a dark room in an 800-year-old castle either.
In a chapel, this is supposed to be a place of peace.
Not this one. If there's any negative entities here, you are not allowed to hurt us. I have my rosary in my hand, and it's protecting me and it's protecting Shannon. I just have an overwhelming feeling in there that there was not something good in there at all.
All right, let's head back.
Hey, Brian, people have heard footsteps in the gray room. Let's check it out.
All right, dude. that you're here so that we can communicate with you. Did you just hear that?
Yeah.
Could you do that again, please? What is that? Hear it?
There you go.
It's a wind.
I'll tell you what, that wind certainly sounded like footsteps.
Yeah, that's what should be hitching just right.
Perfect. Well, good debunking. We figured that one out.
Yeah, I figured that out.
See that? Oh, it's
open.
Let's do some EVP work in here. Watch your head. Oh. Wow.
It's just a small chamber, but it doesn't make any sense. Why would you put a small chamber here?
Wow, look at that.
Yeah,
all right, Wiki,
let's
gotta
just
get out of here.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Mosquitoes.
Okay. Wow. I didn't hear the others talk about this part.
I don't think they know about it.
I don't think anybody knew about this.
Let's go before we uncovered anything that we shouldn't have. Myself and Donna, we were down in the lower dungeon.
I didn't hear the others talk about this part.
I don't think they know about it.
I don't think anybody knew about this.
Go.
Okay, go.
Donna and I were chasing an entity through the castle grounds, trying to take pictures along the way.
In this chase, we're creating a frenzy. We want to catch them off guard. We want to scare them. We want to make them say, what are these guys doing? Go, go. That's why we run up and down the stairs. We take shots randomly. And we just hope to get something in the process.
Right. I'm going to stand down here. We're going to knock the lights out.
Oh, my God.
And if there's anything, I'll come straight back, okay?
Okay. I cannot see you. It is pitch black. Is there anybody here with us? We realize this place was where you were tortured and mutilated. Did you die down here, in this room? Can you see us? My heart is beating so fast, Barry. Barry!
Oh, God.
Are you okay?
Hold it. Keep your light out. Keep the light out.
Are you okay, Barry?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm all right. Well, something was just rubbed its fingers across my hand. I was actually had it resting on my leg. There's a faint light behind me, Donna.
I see it.
Coming through this door.
Yes.
And I'm able to see my own shadow.
Okay.
It was what passed behind my shadow that frightened me.
I'm coming over.
Just had it sitting there and just felt the fingers. It just went like that.
This place is just riddled with death and agony. There's a lot of memories in here. The voice recorder is going dead. The batteries are drained. What's going on with that?
Okay. Yep.
It said only 30 seconds remaining on it.
That's hard too.
This place is amazing. It just drained the batteries again out of that?
Barry and Donna, you guys want to head down so we can wrap it up? All right. Well, we got a mountain of evidence, ton of stuff to review. Everybody, let's get the lights on. All right. The team did a great job. They tracked down, what we hope is going to be some incredible evidence. So now we have to go back and find out if we've got stories or real hard evidence.
guys. Here we go. Wonderful, wonderful night of evidence review.
It's gonna be a long night.
Yeah, it's gonna be a very long night. We have tons of stuff to review. We gotta make sure we sit down and make sure that everything is gone through very thoroughly. Make sure we debunk the stuff that we can debunk. And with all our personal experiences and everything, hopefully we can put some 2 and 2 together and get some good evidence to show Robin and Andy.
Okay, guys, I've got an EVP here. Now, it's taken in the chapel.
Okay.
By Shannon and Donna.
Okay.
Again, we were having some battery issues. There were problems. We can hear that starting to develop on the recording. The question was asked, do you have a name?
Okay.
What is your name? Have a listen.
Sounds like Isaac. Isaac. Definitely something there. It's not one of their voices.
No, it's just Donna and I.
Okay, no problem. Okay, guys, here's another one. This was with myself and Donna. We were down in the lower section of the prison, where they threw the bodies to the dogs.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, let's just get out of here.
Let's go. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, let's just get out of here.
Let's go.
It sounds like it's talking right next to the microphone. It sounds like it's human.
So, Chillingham Castle, what do we have for evidence?
All right, well, Shannon, why don't you show them the little thing on the DVR here?
Found an orb up in the safe room, and I wanted to see what you guys thought of it. You're gonna see it come from this corner. As you can see, it's pretty bright.
What do you guys think?
It makes sense that a bug swooped down, came through, the camera's trying to figure out what it is, so it turns it into a light.
Sure.
There's your orb. What else we have?
We got 3 EVPs. Barry will let you listen to them.
This is taken in the chapel. Donna and Shannon were present for this.
Yeah, my first take was Isaac. I can hear the I, like Isaac. Good. What else we have?
This is myself and Brian in the upper dungeon.
Is there anybody here that has died in this cell that would like to communicate with us?
I think there is. I just thought I seen something.
What was your thoughts?
We figured it was Toby.
Punch it up from the start, if you don't mind.
Is there anybody here that has died in this cell that would like to communicate with us?
I think there is. I just thought I seen something.
Sounds like Toby?
Yeah, it's very quick, but it's very...
It's quick.
Yeah, but you can make it out.
All right, do we have any more?
Yes, we have one more. Okay, now this one was caught with myself and Donna. And immediately after I speak, it comes in straight after it.
Where are you guys for this one?
This is in the dungeon, the bottom dungeon.
Okay.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, let's just get out of here.
Let's go.
Yeah, I know what it says. Or I have a pretty good idea. It's good.
Okay, Barry, go ahead.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, let's just get out of here.
Let's go.
James?
Right.
Yeah.
Is that what you're hearing, James?
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah. All right, so Donna, was there any James in the history?
Actually, yeah, there was James II. He was executed at the castle. They actually cut off his head.
Well, that's good. I mean, that's the kind of thing that we definitely want to bring to Richard because it coincides with the history. And what I found interesting about it is the enunciation's pretty good. You can make it out pretty easily. It's fast, but you can hear it. Good.
Cool.
Well, we're going to go over to Richard and see what he thinks of what we found, and we'll take it from there. Good job, everybody.
Okay.
All right, guys, great job.
All right, folks.
I was instrumental in the destruction of humanity.
Good to see you again.
Good to see you again.
How are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
Well, the first thing we do is we try and look for possible explanations, non-paranormal, that could explain some of the occurrences that are happening here.
Right.
For example, in the gray room, I experienced firsthand with Brian, another investigator. We were doing some recording in there, trying to get some evidence.
Yeah.
And what seemed to be happening was corresponding to our question was a banging. It almost sounded like footsteps coming up the stairs. We started looking around. The banging was that window.
Right.
So you can certainly see where people would get caught up.
Yeah, yeah.
Then we turned our attention to the shadowy figure that has been seen throughout the castle. The way that certain antiques are laid out all over the place, it would be very easy for someone to mistakenly see some of these as a human figure.
Right.
We do have evidence that we'd like to present to you and get your take on it.
Right.
And see what your thoughts are.
Good stuff.
Brian and Barry were in the dungeon, and they actually thought they heard the word dead. Dead.
They distinctly heard the word, but when they went back and listened to the tape, there was nothing on there.
Does that happen often? Is that a common occurrence?
It's not. No, most of the times when the voice falls into a range that we're able to hear it, it should be picked up on the audio. Yeah. But in this case, we're unable to.
Right.
In that torture room, Barry felt a hand come over the top of his hand. So once again, terrific story, not the best evidence. Yeah. But we do have evidence that we'd like to present to you and get your take on it.
Good stuff.
The first EVP that we'd like to play for you is actually our investigators Shannon and Donna in the chapel.
Right.
There was a battery drain on the equipment right before they experienced this.
We have many, many people complain to us about their camera batteries going down constantly.
Okay, and we're going to loop it.
That's it. That's interesting. That is.
It was brought up that someone heard Isaac.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Now this next one is Brian and Barry, and they're in that one-cell dungeon room, and this is what they recorded.
I think there is. I think there is.
It sounded to me like the name Toby.
Yeah.
One of our investigators, Donna, sat down with Sir Humphrey. We learned that there is a story about a castle dog whose name was Toby. It was a heroic dog. It rescued someone from one of the bulls.
I personally had never heard of that episode. I'm learning also from your investigation. That's really interesting for me. That's good.
All right, we ready to move on to the next one?
Ready to move on to the next one. And these are investigators Barry and Donna, and they're in the dog chamber underneath the cell.
Right.
Just get out of here. Just get out of here. Just get out of here.
I mean, I can definitely hear the name James.
We look for something to back it up in history.
King James, certainly being at this castle.
Right. So those three pieces were the main pieces of evidence that we want to bring to you.
So, you guys are the ghost hunters. Did you find any ghosts at Chillingham Castle?
For us to come in and label the place haunted, we're looking for video, audio, personal experiences. We had some evidence here that we believe is paranormal, but we did not capture enough to come out and label it as a haunted location.
No.
Right.
All right, Richard, well, thank you.
Absolute pleasure.
So the evidence Rob and Andy brought me, they got 3 particularly good EVP recordings coming out from different parts of the castle, and this reinforces my beliefs that the castle is haunted.
We were supposedly going to the most haunted castle in England, and as far as what we collected evidence-wise, wasn't great, wasn't the best.
In this case, I think the expectations being so high, you know, we were hoping to come in with mountains of evidence, and it didn't work out, and not from lack of trying. I hope we never get to a point where we're happy with the evidence we have. We're always going to want more evidence.
True.
But for him to come out and say, you know, you've kind of expanded even my history and understanding of the castle was pretty exciting. It was rewarding.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Northern England has been great, and I'm ready to move on to the next case and the next location. What's our next investigation, Donna?
Tonight we are going to one of the first recorded haunted location in all of Europe, Mary King's Close. Okay?
Oh, what is that?
A close in Scotland is a narrow alleyway between 2 buildings.
Okay.
Mary King's Close is an alleyway that leads down into an underground city. Many of the victims of the bubonic plague were locked into rooms to cut off the plague. There's been reports of shadowy figures And in one section, there was a butcher shop, and there has been disembodied figures of animals walking around, which is kind of gross.
So we're hunting for kind of ghost cows.
Hi, I'm Roger. Nice to meet you.
I'm Andy. That's Brian.
Hi. I'm Roger. I would like the ghost hunters to come here simply because I've heard so many different things happening in these streets of ghosts and ghoulies. It would be great if somebody could come in and truly do an investigation and find out if there is anything behind all of these reports. Mary King's Close here.
It really does. Unbelievable. So this was a street?
Yeah. And it would stretch right up to the sky, sometimes 8, 11 stories high.
Wow. Has it always been covered?
No, it was buried over in 1753.
Mary King's Close was originally just like any other street in the city, but they wanted to build a big new building and they were looking for somewhere to build it. So they decapitated the buildings on either side of the close to the level they wanted and used everything underneath as the foundation, leaving the close pretty much preserved as it was 200 years ago.
All right, what do we got next?
This is a lake house, or a low house, is where all the poorer folk would have lived. Really cramped, and up to 8 people would be living in this very small space.
8 people?
8 people. And it's said to be a spirit of a young gentleman who stands over in this corner here, a young gentleman dressed in black. Many people have often sensed his presence in that corner over there.
So where are we off to next?
Now, this is a street just like Mary King's Close, although you can't see much of it. Now, this is said to be a very strange place. It's very, very common to hear horses.
Horses in this narrow space?
In this very narrow space.
Wow. Where are we heading next?
We're going to be entering the last home now that was ever occupied on the Close. This is Mr. Chesney's house. Mr. Chesney's the last person who ever lived here on the Close, and he was said to be pretty angry about moving out.
And was he forced out of here?
Yes, he was evicted. Members of the staff won't enter this space, especially women. For some reason, they seem to be affected the most.
It makes me feel uncomfortable. I just don't like it. I've never been able to explain why. I will always look over my shoulder here.
Well, thank you. Next room?
I saved the best till last. This is Annie's room. Annie was a small girl who died of the plague. She was simply abandoned by her parents. It was feared that the disease might spread, so he would lock the children away. It's actually what happened to Annie in this very room. As a tradition, you would often try and cheer Annie up, bring her gifts down here.
Does she get cheered up with the money as well?
Well, who wouldn't be? But actually, no, this cash here is actually very kindly left by guests for a children's hospital. It's very, very common to hear child's laughter in this room and crying, sadly. From time to time, it's usually women that have their clothing tugged upon.
Everyone is extra excited. What an incredible investigation this is going to be. It's an amazing place. Everyone's ready to go. All right, we're good. Let's go dark.
All right.
Good luck, everyone. Let's go.
We're about to do some EVP work.
Okay. This is Andy and Rob doing a recording in the top room where the man has been seen in the corner standing here. A lot of people say that they see you standing in this corner. And seeing as we're all friends here, I'm going to stand in this corner with you. As you can see, my friend Andy is taking some pictures here. So I'd like to do something a little special. I would love to take a picture with you here. This would really be amazing if you could make something happen in your favorite corner. So on the count of 3, he's going to take a picture of you and I standing in this corner. So are you ready? 1, 2, 3.
I like Rob's style of EVP. There's personality to his questions, which hopefully that inflection in the voice and that feeling in the questions is able to be picked up on by any spirits that might be hanging out there.
Shannon, this is the Chesney house, and supposedly the story goes is that women have a hard time staying in here. The first mental exercise I do when I come into a room is I try to cut away the bias of what the place looks like, which is hard to do because psychologically you're biased when you walk into a room. If it's bright and pink, you're happy. If it's dark and gloomy.
Stay tuned during the break.
Shannon and I were in the Chesney house about to begin an EVP session. Did you hear that?
I saw something out of the corner of my eye, and before I know it, I jumped up and screamed. The foam behind you just slipped down.
That was bizarre. Right now, my heart is kind of pounding out of control.
Annie was a young girl who tragically died of the plague. So now a tradition has come about in which people come and bring gifts and toys and even donations of money to try and make her feel more at ease in her small dwelling.
All right, Barry, what's up?
We're taking our toys away.
Not literally physically doing it, are we?
Oh, we're taking them away. For too long, she's had people coming and giving her things, and she's been getting used to it. So, take it away. Let's see what happens.
I was like, what are you doing?
Take 5 or 6, bring them up to the top, and burn them.
What? Burn them?
Burn them. Myself and Brian took it upon ourselves to conduct an experiment. Is it possible that instead of giving the entity something, let's take it away and see if we get a response? Okay, Annie, you want your goodies. Speak up, speak clearly, give your response.
Hopefully she'll come out and talk to us. Barry, that just gave me a shiver. Barry, look, temperature dropped a lot, too. About 10 degrees.
Whoa, what the hell was that?
Barry, there's moving out there. A red thing that just moved outside the door. I say we take the battle out there.
Okay, check the ion outside.
Turning on the ion counter?
An ion meter is a device that measures both the positive and negative ion in the air. Some people believe that when paranormal activity manifests, it can raise or lower that count. So we use that to detect possible activity.
If you're tackled out there, get the hell out.
Okay. Why don't you come out here and play? Let's just shut up to 10. There's some seriously high positive ions on the air. That's not good.
Keep with it.
Come on out. You picked the wrong people to screw with.
I have a feeling we're going to get some really good EVPs. This was an alleyway. This was a road at one point. Didn't that sound like a horse-drawn carriage?
That sounded like it was right here.
Yeah.
What's behind this door right here?
We heard a horse and buggy. You could hear like the hooves of the horses, the wheels turning. We thought, you were like, what is that? Some of the reports have been of a horse-drawn carriage.
It went for about 4 or 5 seconds and then it completely disappeared.
That was bizarre. It was amazing.
Mr. Chesney, we're back. Whoa, heard a little knock in there.
This used to be a door.
Okay, this is Brian and Rob in Mr. Chesney's room. Well, apparently Mr. Chesney is scaring all the young ladies who come to visit him. Mr. Chesney, this was your home? I'm not too impressed. Provoking is a technique that we sometimes use, and what we're attempting to do is anger or goad the spirit into interacting with us. We're not scared of you. Well, I think we might have gotten something on that one.
Might have.
Tape end. All right, let's head back.
All right.
Daylight is approaching. Wrap up. Let's move it. If there was something in here tonight, we got it. It seemed like there was activity going on in every room, so I'm really excited to get back and check the evidence.
Hey.
Roger.
You made it.
That was unreal.
Yeah?
Unbelievable.
Thank you.
Investigation.
Okay, well, I look forward to seeing the results.
See you soon, Roger. Bye now.
Hey guys, we are all packed up and we are ready to rock and roll.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Barry and Brian with the toys in Annie's room.
And Barry, I thought you were serious about burning the toys and stuff. All right, we're almost there, guys. Let's do this and let's get some sleep.
All right. Good job, everybody.
Right now, we're going to do some evidence review from Mary King's Close.
All right. I think you're going to want to hear this one.
Annie, did you just walk by me?
All right, so that's Donna.
That's me. Yeah.
Okay. At first, I thought maybe it was Annie or...
Good try, good try.
Donna, what are you doing here?
All of a sudden, I heard wheels squealing and hooves going down the dirt road.
Let me get there. So this is when you guys were doing the EVP work in the kids' room?
We were just about to.
I got the horse and buggy. You can see you guys are right here doing the EVP, right?
Yeah.
You're sitting there, everything's calm.
Yeah.
Okay. Vegas took the toys and the money, and he's walking up with all that coins in there. Now watch your face. My goodness. Wait. Now watch, as they go in here, you're gonna see the door shut. Bam. As that door shuts, you jump up.
That's awesome. I think we got something. Seriously. Look at this guy. All right. See that picture?
That was in the Chesney house,
This
right?
is the Chesney house. Okay, ready? This was taken right after.
Wow.
Hey, Roger, how you doing? We've got some interesting evidence to show you.
We wanted to test the validity of Annie's identity by taking Annie's toys from this area. We tested the ion fields, noticed a stark increase. Then that's when the problems began to happen. The temperature gauge froze on us, registered -13. A particular apparition that began to show in the alcove.
Was this after you'd taken the toys away?
Yes.
So it was a definite reaction to the toys taken away?
We can't say for sure.
Right.
Inconclusive.
Oh, that's a shame.
Brian and I were in the Chesney house and had an interesting experience down there.
I went around taking a bunch of pictures, and I think we caught something. And I want to show that to you right now. With this picture, as you see, there's nothing in there. Then about 2 seconds later, I took this picture. And this is what I caught.
A shadow. That's pretty eerie, actually.
Some kind of black mass shadow on the side of the wall there. I noticed there's no black marks on the wall, which are good. And the only one it is like a little streak on the wall over there.
You can match it up, yeah.
What do you think that is? Have you ever seen anything like that?
I've never seen anything like that. It's a strange shape, isn't it?
I was in the far corner looking for EVPs, so there's no way that it could have been either of us, and there was no one else in this room.
Plus the hallway is so narrow, it's kind of hard for somebody to be on the side of me.
That's incredible.
There seems to be activity here, but not enough to call the place definitely haunted. But thank you very much for having us.
Nice to meet you guys, and thank you for investigating. I would say I've always been skeptical of paranormal activity in general. However, what the ghost hunters found in Chesney's house, with there being no explanation, maybe I would change my opinions.
Good job, everyone.
Good job.
This is a new team, and for them to be able to work together and pull it together on some tough investigations was terrific to see. Now it's on to a new country and a new case.
Brian, you're scaring me a little bit.
I'm not scaring you.
It's not Brian Barry. Oh!